Last week we drew our eye. Now, I don't think anyone got to dividing it into sections, so I'll show you how to do that in person and then adding in a highlight. But once your entire eye is done, your eyelashes, the crease, the brow bone shadow, bottom eyelashes, 2 highlights, 1 in the pupil, 1 in the iris, and then 12 sections within your eye, we can get started. Every 2 people are going to share a paint palette with 3 colors. Red, yellow, blue are 3 primary. What we're going to do is first paint our primary, our primary colors. So I'm going to start with red. Red goes at the top, okay? I'm just going to take a little. We don't need a lot of water on the brush because this is wet paint. So when you dip your brush in the water, make sure you swipe 3 or 4 times to get all that water out and then get some red. And we're trying to just paint with the tip. We're not dunking our paint in, or our brush into the paint so it's all the way up here. We only need paint on the tip of our brush. And when we paint, we're going to first outline this square. It's okay if you paint over your eyelashes a bit, don't worry about that. You can always go back. Once I outline, I'm going to fill it in. If it's starting to turn pink a little bit, that's probably because there's water on your brush. Just go back, get a little more paint, and paint over it. Okay, once your red is done, we're going to wash our brush. Now we need to leave some spaces before we move to yellow. 1, 2, 3, 4. Swiping all the water off. Okay, so this is going to be red-orange, so we're going to skip that. This is going to be orange. We're going to skip that. This is going to be yellow-orange. This is going to be yellow. So it goes 1, 2, 3 on the 4th one down from red. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That's going to be yellow. Just dip the tip of your brush in the yellow. Outline. And I'm barely pressing down because the harder I press down, the wider my brush gets and the harder it is to stay in the lines. So I'm just using the tip of my brush, not pressing all the way down. Okay, then I wash my brush and I'm going to do blue. So this is going to be yellow-green, skip it. This is going to be green, skip it. This is going to be blue-green, skip it. This one's going to be blue. So I'm counting 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 from the yellow and 4 down from the red, so in between. Remember, swipe a few times, get that water out. Only use the tip of your brush and outline this one in blue. The reason why we're going to do primary colors first is because then we're going to start mixing and our paint's going to get kind of muddy, and we want these really bright and pure. So, all right. We're going to go back and do our pupil last, so don't worry about the pupil. All right, now we're going to go back and start doing our secondary colors. So we just did our primary. Now we're going to do our secondary. So our secondary is going to be orange, green, and purple. Let's do orange first. Remember, swipe all the water out. I'm going to take from the side. Whenever I mix, I always scoop from the side of the pile, not the middle of the pile, because I have to make 3 colors using this red, and so I'm going to need some red that's not got any yellow in it. So I always want to get in the habit of taking from the side so you only get the side dirty, if that makes sense. So I'm taking 2 or 3 scoops, but remember you're mixing this for you and a partner. Scraping off as much of that red as I can, and then going into the side of the yellow. We're not washing our brush, we're just going into the side. 1, 2, let's do one more. Yellow is not as strong of a color as red, so you might need more yellow than red, okay? So right now I'm mixing this and I'm kind of swirling and then twisting the paint out of my brush, and it looks pretty red-orange. So I think I need to add more yellow. All right, so I'm going back into the same side. Remember, we're only trying to get one side of it dirty so that the other side we can use for the blue. That looks a lot better. All right. So I'm going to take some on the tip. Remember, if you're the person mixing, you have a lot of the paint in your brush. So scrape it off and then get some only on the tip. And I'm going to skip this because this is red-orange, and I'm going to go to the one in between, in the middle. So you count over one compartment and then do your orange. I'm not painting over that highlight, that little white highlight that I drew in there. So if your highlight falls in your orange, don't paint it. All right, go around it. All right, so we've got our orange. Now, wash my brush. I'm gonna make my green. Make sure you really get it washed well. I'm gonna go into the other side of the yellow, the side without the red in it. That's why I wanted to keep it clean. And I'm gonna get 3 big scoops of yellow, because just like red is more powerful than yellow, blue is a little bit more powerful. I'm only gonna get maybe 2 scoops of blue, and we're gonna try this out and see how it looks. So I'm kind of twirling, spinning, twirling, spinning. That looks pretty good to me. I don't think it looks too yellowy. It doesn't look too blue. I'm gonna use this. So I did 3 of yellow and 2 of blue. Scrape out as much as you can from the top of the brush, and then only get some on the tip. I'm gonna come straight down across from red, in between the blue and the yellow. Remember, I skip this one, and move to here, and paint my green. All right, so my green is painted. Now, wash, wash, wash. All right, I'm going to mix my purple. So I'm gonna come to the other side of the blue without yellow in it. Do 2 to 3 big scoops of blue, and let's try 2 to 3 scoops of red and see what happens. 1, 2, 3. See which one is more powerful. This looks pretty good. All right. If it looks too blue, add more red. If it looks too red, add more blue until you get kind of an in-between purple color. Scrape off the edge and just get some on the tip. And you and your partner can take turns for all of this, by the way. So like, if your partner mixed orange, then you mix green, then your partner mixes purple, and then you can go do the next one, which will be red-orange, and we're gonna take turns throughout the whole thing. All right, now, it looks like I've got leftover paint, which is good. That's why I wanted you to mix a good amount, because I'm gonna use this orange to make my red-orange. So instead of mixing a whole new red-orange, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna scoop out 1 more big scoop of red. Well, actually, you know what? We still have to make yellow-orange, so never mind. 1 big scoop of red, put it in a new spot. Don't put it in here. Then 1 big scoop of orange. So I'm basically taking half of the orange. And then mix, 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 mix. So now I have a red-orange. Again, you don't want to use all of your orange because you need the other half for yellow-orange, right? So once you have your red-orange mix, you and your partner can paint it, and I'm painting around this little highlight that I've penciled in. All right. So now I have red, red, orange, orange. I'm going to take the other half of this orange, and I don't need to move it because I already have these made. I'm going to take a big scoop of yellow. Oops, I should have done it from the other side so I didn't get my yellow dirty. Okay, this time I'm going to go get more yellow, and I'm going to get it from the orange side, not from the green side. Okay. So now I have my yellow-orange. You mix it and it looks too orange, go back, add some yellow. The whole point is for you to be looking and thinking, ooh, how does that look? Do I need to add more or less? That's part of the learning. All right, now I'm gonna do yellow-green, so I need half my green, move to a new spot. Then I'm gonna take big scoop of yellow, big scoop of yellow, and make a yellow-green. And that gets painted here. Okay. Then the rest of the green, I can take blue, mix right into the green. Make a blue-green, my favorite color, or a teal. Alright, now I'm going to take half of the blue, put it here, half of the purple, put it here, mix. I've got my blue violet, paint it. I'm going to be painting over the pupil black, so if it's a little rough right along this inside edge, don't worry. Alright, I only have one more left, and that's red violet. So I'm going to take the other half of my purple, scoop some red in there. Again, don't mix anything until your partner is ready to, right? Okay. All right. Now all that's left to do, and I didn't squeeze any out, but is get a black. I'll put some black in yours in the middle. And paint your pupil. Go around that highlight that we've drawn in, and then put it in the drying rack.